Hey everybody, this is your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before I begin, I'm going to ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me if you're feeling the content. Now, without further ado, this story is going to take place in Orlando, Florida, in the Carver Shores area. Well, there was this guy that everybody referred to him as the Watermelon Man. His real name was Lucas, and I'm not going to say his last name because, if I'm not mistaken, this story made the papers back in the day. So I don't want his family is still around, and I don't want no smoke from his family at all. These people, lunatics, man. So we'll just say the Watermelon Man. Well, this happened in Carver Shores, and the Watermelon Man had a piece of land. He had a house, and this is before the land was developed pretty good, about 22, 23 years ago. So he had the house. He had one of the first houses in the Carver Shores area, and he had a bunch of land. So he had started planting watermelons. So he would pay all of the kids, the neighborhood kids, a couple dollars, you know, to come and help him pluck up some of the watermelons. He would train us how to farm and all of those good things like that. So we just enjoyed ourselves. We would go over there, so we would bring home a watermelon in the summer. Family would love us. He would teach us how to put the watermelon in the refrigerator. He told us that some people used to catch something called yellow fever from eating hot watermelon. I mean, he just had us. We loved going to see the Watermelon Man. So one day, as we're in the fields of the Watermelon Man, we noticed him talking to a couple white guys. And these white guys, it was like two or three white guys, and it was him. And we was going over there to help Watermelon Man Lucas, because we were looking for a little change, a little money in our pocket. So we was like, Mr. Watermelon Man, and he saw us coming. So you could see him waving his hand violently, telling the white people to get the hell away get off his property. The kid's coming, he'll talk to him later. And we just thought that he was just talking animately with his hands. So we looked at the white folks' face and we noticed that they weren't happy with him and things. And it just got real creepy and spooky as we walked up there. But we kids, what do we know? So as we get up there, we like, hey, Mr. Lucas, you need us to do anything? You need us to pick up anything? Cut some vines, look at make sure the flowers are all aerated and the soil is aerated. He was like, yeah, Tyke, how about y'all go over there to that far corner of the yard and just go over there and start, turning up the soil and put some water on it, put some sugar water next to them vines, so they can start growing. Because, watermelon love, you want a sweet watermelon, so you got to put sugar water. That's the secret. Put sugar water, and the watermelons absorb all that sugar. You're going to be happy, boy. Yes, sir. So we go in his house, get some sugar, mix it up. So we put sugar water down, doing everything he said, aerating the soil. Beautiful time. Now, there was a part of his yard that he never let anybody go in. He never let me go in. He never let anybody, not even his two boys. But that's the part of the yard where he and the two white people was having their conversation. So again, I'm a kid. I thought nothing of it. So years passed. Everybody going over there pulling up their pickup trucks. And he was having some huge harvests. He had some of the longest and the biggest watermelons we ever seen. And they was as sweet as they can be. Oh my God, you eat one, you catch diabetes. Now, we all knew that he had the best watermelon in town. The boys from Zellwood, they ain't had nothing on Mr. Lucas, the Watermelon Man. So Mr. Lucas used to be out there. And so now the white guys, they coming back on a regular basis. So as I'm growing up 2-3 years, I'm seeing that, okay, maybe he paying the white boys to sit up there and, to be able to grow watermelons. Because we still in the South, they got more land than us here back in the day. So it was still a monopoly. So we thinking, okay, they extorting him and paying and bullying him, and you got to pay him off. So we was all happy and shit, but because he was happy, he wasn't fretting. So I was the last one to leave one day. It was on a Sunday. We had just got out of church. And I told Mom, hey, Mom, I'm finna go down to Mr. Lucas, see can I get some extra change for school and then bring us a watermelon. My mom like, yeah, go ahead and bring us a watermelon back. Yeah, boy, go ahead, get your ass on down there. And they was all happy like, Tyke finna bring us a watermelon. We gonna have watermelon with our Sunday dinner. Cool. So I walk all the way around in the hot sun blazing. So when I get there, Mr. Lucas is not in his backyard where he's normally at. So I walk around because we used to hop the gate off the sidewalk and just do what we got to do. So I walk around the neighborhood. So I knock on his door. I ask his wife, is Mr. Lucas here? And he like, oh yeah, Mr. Lucas, he on the side of the house. Say he on the side of the house with his friends. Make yourself known before you go around there, Tyke. He around there. Yes, ma'am. So I'm walking up on the side of the house. Mr. Lucas! Mr. Lucas! And I know he heard me because I heard him say, oh, he used the word, oh shit. He never squared. He said, oh shit. So I kept walking. So when I get around there, I literally was seeing, and people, trust me when I say this is the creepiest shit. I saw the two white men on their knees in the dirt, writing some kind of carvings and dropping some kind of ruined stones in the soil. And when I bent the corner, Mr. Lucas said, boy, what you doing around here? Go on, I'll be around there in the front. Y'all go sit in the front. And then by that time, before he could shoo me away, a couple other kids started coming around there, and they caught seeing the white people. And the two white dudes, they had this look on their face. It's like they didn't even know we was there. And they was planting shit in this yard. And I seen the stone come out this pouch that they was carrying, like this burgundy sheet that they had wrapped up, not sheet, this burgundy hand cloth. And one dude was on his knees praying and saying some chants on the ground. And then the other one, the skinnier one, I could see the dents in his face behind his neck and shit. The dents there, I could just see it as clear as day. He was the one like digging up the soil with his fingers and putting the stones in there. And then he'll cover it up and both of them start praying. Then I seen Mr. Lucas drop to his knees and he started praying just like them. So then I guess Mr. Lucas forgot I was there and he started shouting some chants. And I'm going to see, can I remember it? Like Mogo Y, Magog, Y. I know Magog, the word Y, like Magog Y, Ibachi, and I'm just going off memory, so I'm not finna quote these people words if there's some magical word, but I'll just say it the best way I can in the same harmonizing frequency that they kept saying because they kept repeating the same word. Mego Y Yabachi Kutai, something like that. Mego Y Yabachi Kutai Yaka, or some shit like that. But it was Yaku, not Yaka, or something like the Yakar car. Mego Y Yabachi Yakar. And they kept saying that as all three put their hand in the soil where the soil where the stone was, and they started praying. So I backed up and like, okay, this is a little bit too much for me. So I go and I'm sitting on the edge of the car. I'm still waiting on the watermelon. It took them about an hour, 2 hours. So I'm waiting for him to have some kind of work for me so I can basically take a watermelon home to my family because they thought I was going to bring them a watermelon. So I ain't finna sit over there and get my ass kicked. So now I'm sitting up there and he comes out. The two white guys, they never say a word to me. They look at me with disgust and disdain. And they get inside their car and their truck and they just drive off. And he say, hey, don't you come around here by this time no more. He say, every Sunday I need for y'all to come over here like around by 4:35. Don't you come over here no 2:30, no 1:30, 2 o'clock. Say, I'll be busy. We be talking grown folk stuff and I don't need your kids around it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they say, go ahead and pick you out one of them melons. They just start growing again. They're good, too. Yes, sir. I said, do you need us to do something? Wash your car, cut the yard? He's like, no, I'm tired. I'm going in the house now. Go and get that tyke and go and get out of here. Tell your mama I love her. Tell your family to be good. Tell grandma we going to see her later. I said, yes, sir. So I get this giant-ass watermelon. People, when I say this had to be the heaviest fucking watermelon I ever toted in my life, I'm going to say this watermelon had to weigh like 50 pounds with my little 130-pound body. I mean, I was struggling to get that bitch up the road. And I lived like 4 blocks away from him, so, baby, nigga had muscles after that bit. So I said, okay. Tote that bitch off. I stopped a couple times. So everybody like, Dyke, boy, give me that watermelon. I'll give you $10 for it. I'll give you $20 for it. So I'm feeling proud that everybody liking the watermelon I picked out. I know my mama not gonna like this bitch. So I'm, no, this for my mama, y'all. That's all right, get your ass on over there. Be careful crossing that road. Everybody give me helpful tidbits. So I get home and I sit the watermelon down on the porch and I knock on the door hoping that my mama will open the door and come get the watermelon. But when they opened the door and they got the watermelon, they say, this watermelon ain't big enough, but at least we got one. So they brought it in the house. Get this shit now, y'all. I can't make this up and I'm not bullshitting you on this. So they put the watermelon in the house. I know what I picked up and I know what the fuck I carried. 2 blocks from Carver Shores to Lake Man Garden Apartments. I know the size of that watermelon. When I got sitting down, tired, exhausted, and wasted, I looked on the table, and the watermelon had shrunk. The watermelon was about the size of a basketball or a little bit bigger. And I'm like, where the hell this come from? That ain't the watermelon I had in my hand walking. They like, don't be mad, you picked a good one. We okay. So for years that perplexed me. But I never asked Mr. Lucas about it because I ain't want to piss him off. You know, he did give it to me for free. So my grandma come over. I said, Grandma, I got a watermelon from Mr. Lucas. And she say, Watermelon Man Lucas, he still around now? I say, yes, ma'am. He say, baby, stop going to Lucas' house. I say, why, Grandma? He say, just stop going. He say, something ain't right about that man. I say, he ain't never molest us. He ain't never do nothing crazy, Grandma. He just let all us work. It don't be me alone. He say, baby, just take your grandma advice. Don't go around there no more. So I'm hard-headed as fuck, right? Because Mr. Lucas was cool. He give us money. He give us watermelon. So I'm cool. So my ass go around there again. Mr. Lucas, you got any work for us to do? And this time I went around there around by the times he said, around by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Sun was going down. If he had us working, it made sense. He like, hey, Tyke, come over here. He say, Tyke, I want you to stand over there in that circle right there where all them other boys at for me. I want y'all to stand right there. So now this is the same spot, people, that he and the white dudes had buried the stone at. And this is weeks later. So he say, all y'all got to do is just jump up and down. Y'all tell each other jokes, make me laugh. And he stood on his car as he was watching us because he had parked his Pontiac in a certain angle where like the side of the house and one side was on the carport. So half was on the car, half was on the carport. So he was sitting on the edge that was facing the side of the house. So he was like, y'all just have some fun and play. So he had like 6-7 pack of root beer. He had little candies and treats. So we around there just eating candy, laughing and talking, making fun, picking at people's shoes and clothes and things of that nature. So we just having a good old time. So we was out there for about like an hour, 2 hours. So we was around by 6:30. He said, y'all kids better get home before the cows come home. I can't save your ass now. I can't save you from getting the ass whooping. So we tired. So all us kids, we just tired. Time just flew by. So we bone fucking tired. So we make it home. I fall down and I'm exhausted again. I go in the room, jump in the shower, lay down, I'm sleeping. Snoring loud. I could hear my mama and them saying, I think that boy having sex. He probably done got somebody pregnant. He always tired. And I ain't bust a grape till I was 18, y'all. So it wasn't that. So grandma said, Pat, where that boy go every day? And then grandma was like, Pat, where that boy go every day? And grandma said, well, he go around at the Carver Shores to the watermelon man house. He always come back with a watermelon, or he always come back with some form of fruit or something. And my grandma said, Pat, stop that boy from going over there. You don't know what that man into. And my mom was like, the watermelon's good. So grandma cut a piece of the watermelon. I'm in the room, just waking up to go piss. That watermelon is good. And I heard my grandma say this, y'all. I can't make this up. I love my grandma to life and death. I miss that woman. She said, Pat, taste this watermelon. Cut it. My grandma ate a piece. My grandma said, nah, when you taste it, don't think about the sugar. Think about your child, your son. And I'm like, oh, I think about Eddie when I think about Tyke. When I think about this right here, I think about Tyke, think about Randy, think about Eddie, think about Keena, and it's just sweat, but it's good. And my grandma say, see, what you don't know is that motherfucker was into some heavy shit back in the day. He was part of them black witches that came from Eatonville. That's why Lucas got it over here, say, because their family was into that shit from Eatonville, Florida. You know that's the first black town. That's just right up the road, Pat. So my mom was like, no, the watermelon man. Say, Pat, the bitch harvesting your kid's energy. Say he's harvesting your energy. Why you think that boy tired? Why you think he losing so much weight? So now my mama is furious because we believe what grandma say. My mama furious. So my mama pack up, go around there to Lucas' house, watermelon man Lucas, and say, Lucas, you doing magic on my fucking boy? And Lucas like, go on, May. Go on, May. Stop acting crazy. You got that woman thinking crazy. Now, grandma, I'll be seeing her later. So my grandma knew this dude. He was another powerful witch man. And so grandma was like, Pat, I can't stop him because he ain't doing nothing wrong. It's just that what he doing ain't right. He taking them kids' energy to make that watermelon field grow. He said his family used to do it over there in Enville when they had the watermelons over there. Say the whole family like that. So he was like, just a little energy from them kids. So now I'm stunned. Just a little energy from them kids. That's what kids' energy for. To make our life better. To make everything grow around us. We can't work like that. And all these damn kids in the neighborhood and y'all sitting up here getting mad. He say, hey, I'll make sure you get you a watermelon every Sunday. And if you need anything else, a little change to help with the bill, God damn it, May. God damn it, I gunned you. I got caught up in that story. I said every goddamn family member name. I'm going to have to cut that shit out, y'all. But back to the story. Like, goddamn, if you need help with the bills, I'll make sure you get it. Grandma was like, you leave my grandbaby alone. He gonna be something in life. All these kids around here need to be something. I can't speak for them, but goddamn it, you leave him alone. And he like, well, I tell him not to come over here no more. I ain't gonna stop him from coming over here. It ain't like I'm going to get him. He come here. And grandma like, we'll make sure his ass don't come back over here. And so a couple months passed, couple weeks passed. I stopped going over there. So when I stopped going over there, a lot of the neighborhood kids stopped going over there because I was like somewhat the ringleader of the kids, and where I went, they went. So now we going to the basketball court because if we went over there, grandma and mama were going to beat us. So now, fast forward 6 months, summer hit, we go over there and we walking past. So we look at the little watermelon patch right behind his house. The watermelons ain't as big as they used to be. He ain't back there standing. The white men still there. And they got that look of depression on their face like, I don't know what's going on. And he just sad. So the watermelon stopped growing. So he was not the watermelon man no more. He was just Mr. Lucas. So then I'm about 17, 18 now. I'm grown. I'm on a bike. I see him back there sitting in his chair in the dead little watermelon field. I say, hey, Mr. Lucas, everything all right? How you been? He say, tight boy, I miss y'all. He said, I miss you, man. And now he done lost his eyesight because he wearing thick glasses and shit, so he was kind of near. Tight, come to the gate, come to the gate. Yes, sir. And he got to the gate and he grabbed my hand and he started like rubbing my right hand and squeezing my muscles. Yo, you a big strong boy. You a big strong boy too, huh? I said, yeah, I lift a little weights at school and stuff. I said, I'm doing it, man. You know, everything good, Mr. Lukey. He was like, all right, then, I like that. He said, stop by and come see me sometime. Maybe you can work in the yard with me, help me get this thing back. I'll show you how to grow the sweetest and the best tasting watermelons it is. I say, okay, yes, sir. I say, let me just go ahead and clear everything. Make sure everything all right. Grandma told me not to come around. He say, boy, you grown now. You still listen to your grandma? I say, yes, sir. He said, that's a good type. He said, go on there and talk to her. Well, he knew I wasn't going to come back because, you know, you could hear it in his voice. So I go around there and I tell grandmama, I say, grandmama, I say, Mr. Luke is the watermelon man. His watermelons ain't there no more. I say, he got an orange tree, but it's all beat up too. She say, see, that nigga was harvesting y'all motherfucking energy, getting the profit off of y'all sweat. He say, these are vampiric motherfuckers in this community. He said, you gotta stay away. You can't be nice to every fucking body. I say, yes, ma'am. So now I'm losing my fucking mind because I'm not understanding what the hell going on. So, people, Mr. Lucas, right in Carver Shores, they call him the Watermelon Man. This man had all the neighborhood kids working in the field. He was draining the fuck out of all of our baby energy. We was tired of shit, but he had the best damn homegrown watermelon you can taste. Everybody would go get his watermelon, and he was selling them bitches for like $6 a watermelon. And back in the day, 20 years ago, that's big. Because some watermelons was, I'm going to say about 24 inches long and fat and round, red in the middle. And every now and then, he would grow a watermelon that was yellow or orange in the middle. And he was like, you can't eat that one. You can't eat that one. That one, they'll give you yellow fever. That one give you yellow fever. You can't eat that. And he was adamant about busting that particular watermelon up. Now, as I grew up, I Googled yellow watermelon, orange watermelon, purple watermelon. I just was fucking around. And they do grow like that. And people eat them in other countries. But it was a real taboo to eat any watermelon that wasn't red in the center in our community. It was a taboo. It was like, it's gonna kill you. You get yellow fever, you get the flu, you get sick. Nobody ate that discolored watermelon, and he would break it up, bust it up with a hammer and everything. And he wouldn't even break it up in the yard. He would throw it across the gate far away from all the other stuff. So I told grandma, I say, it's a watermelon he just won't eat, yellow or red, yellow or orange. She was like, see, that's the byproduct. That's the waste from y'all energy that the watermelon don't take. Say you can't eat that type of shit because it'll make you sick because it ain't for y'all. Y'all will be eating recycled energy. Say he got to throw it away or else it'll kill somebody. And grandma was like, nasty nigga. And that's the last thing I heard my grandma say about him, nasty nigga. So Mr. Lucas passed away, and his family moves into his house because he's still on the house today. And they don't grow no fruit. They don't grow shit. They don't cut the grass. The grass never grow back there behind that house. I'm going to drive past and take a picture of the bitch just so y'all can understand what I'm saying and post it up top. So y'all will see what I'm saying. They don't grow nothing over there. It's just his family hang out there in the back, smoke cigarettes, and throw barbecues here and there. But no vegetation grow in that backyard of the house that they own. And they've been owning that house for over 35 years. All right, everybody, I'm tight. Telling you guys, be careful what you're trying to grow. It might grow a real vine.